You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Amid increasing concerns about just how effective Sinovac and Sinopharm are, the Health Ministry has increased the dose interval from 14 to 21 days. The additional 7-day gap between shots is believed to increase Sinovac's efficacy from just above 50% to 79%. It's a similar improvement for Sinopharm. Just what this means for Phnom Penh, where the vast majority of residents have already been vaccinated at the minimum recommended interval of 14 days, no one is saying. But recent events in the capital could well be behind the Health Ministry's decision. We have a fully vaccinated Phnom Penh. 99.2% of its residents have had at least one shot. Over 75% have had two. That should mean the capital has achieved herd immunity, but it hasn't. Markets are being closed every week, just this week in Rasai Kiau and Riverside. Almost every day there are alerts about COVID-19 positive people having visited banks and shops. City Hall concedes there are still between 200 and 300 new cases a day. And now we can understand why. 14 days between doses of Sinopharm and Sinovac are the absolute recommended minimum by the World Health Organization and the vaccine manufacturers themselves. Research data about the Chinese vaccines varies wildly, but mass studies in Brazil and Chile both came to similar conclusions earlier this year. The University of Chile and Brazil's state-owned Butantan Institute found that 14 days between shots of Sinovac resulted in just over 50% protection, the minimum standard for a vaccine as set by the WHO. Increasing the time between doses to 21 days lifted that rate to somewhere between 65 and 79%, with 100% protection against hospitalization and death. The royal government says it is 51% of the way to reaching its target of vaccinating 10 million adults by the third quarter. But those 5.1 million people have had only one shot. In terms of fully vaccinated people, that's just over 39%. And all of those people have had dose intervals of 14 days. The Health Ministry says all future administrations of Chinese vaccines will now be given at 21-day intervals, and the instruction is effective immediately. But it means the capital will remain vulnerable to sporadic outbreaks as long as people are not observing the preventative measures. Herd immunity will not be enjoyed in Phnom Penh until herd immunity has been achieved across the entire country.